The New York Knicks just dominated the Denver Nuggets in a 39-point win, 142 to 103. Yes, I'm pumped up about the 39-point win, but there are two things that I am absolutely fired up about. We got to talk about that coming up around the corner, but if you're fired up about walking into Denver, a team that people think can win the Western Conference, you dominated them on their home floor. The crowd was chanting, "Let's go Knicks." Hit that thumbs up icon right now. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Two things that I am absolutely fired up about in this win. Number one, Karl-Anthony Towns. He finds a way to always show up, I feel like, against other premier centers in this league. And when you just glance at this stat line, 17 points, 7 to 12, you're like, all right, maybe he didn't do all that much damage. There was a concerted effort by this New York Knicks team that when Karl-Anthony Towns has a mismatch and he is posting up to throw him the ball. And they did that tonight. Time and time and time again. He was aggressive going to the line. And when he did put the ball on the deck and he did attack the rim, there was no flailing. There was no hooking. There was none of that offensive foul stuff that he is sometimes addicted to. I know 17 points isn't a season high. The way that he went about playing basketball tonight was one of my favorite games of the season. He was also good on the glass. I also like that he shot 4 threes tonight. Coming into tonight in the prior 5 games, he had 7 threes attempted only. He gets up 4 tonight. If the Knicks are going to win a championship, it's going to be because Karl-Anthony Towns is an elite offensive player. That is how you win. You need Jaylen Brunson to be elite, and you need Karl-Anthony Towns to be elite. And while 17 points isn't going to be like, yo, Towns, you know what? But if you watch that game, you watched him have a stranglehold on how that game was played. I thought he was awesome. I loved the way he attacked the rim, and I love how the Knicks finally were just like, you know what? We're going to get him the ball. We're going to run Jaylen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns pick and rolls and pick and pops. Saw some of that on Friday night. And when he got in the post and he had a mouse in the house, he put that paw up there. They gave him the rock, and he took advantage of it. Second thing that I'm most fired up about. You just walked into the Denver Nuggets house, won by 39 points, and Jaylen Brunson maybe had his worst shooting game of the season. I know this year there are numbers that suggest when Jaylen Brunson does not shoot 20 shots, the Knicks are unbeatable. I can tell you this much. In the playoffs, the Knicks are going to need Captain Clutch to be the bucket getter that he is. But I love that even though he was 3 of 13, at one point he was 1 of 10, and they were up huge. You just won by 39, and Jaylen Brunson was 3 of 13. Mikal Bridges wasn't great either. We'll get to that. Imagine what this team can do when their best players are all playing their best basketball at the exact same time. It fires me up to know that the New York Knicks are no longer an organization that has to rely on Jaylen Brunson getting 35 points, has to throw in 40 for them to compete against some of the best in the association. And 15 assists. I'm a broken record, and I'll say it time and time again. Great players figure out how to impact winning when the shot is not falling. Jaylen Brunson did not have the shot falling tonight. And he gives you 15 assists and 1 turnover. He was surgical as a floor general tonight. Unreal. OG Anunoby too. Like, I've said it before, and I still do believe it. I think he's the second best player on this team. And I believe he is the player that tilts the floor the most when he's engaged and when he's playing good basketball. When OG Anunoby plays his A game, watch out. Not many teams are going to be able to beat the New York Knicks. I also got to give a huge shout out to Mitchell Robinson. 9 points in the first quarter for Big Mitch. He hits a buzzer beater in the first quarter. I counted 3 lobs in the first quarter. And I know Nikola Jokic had a big-time game. But Mitchell Robinson made it tough for him. He made it uncomfortable when he was out there. I know he only missed 7 shots, and 6 of those came from 3. But Mitch played a beautiful brand of basketball today. Another thing that I absolutely loved in this game, Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart. I think everyone that watches this channel knows that I love Josh Hart. But I am never going to let my affinity or love for a player cloud my judgment. Josh Hart really cost you in that game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Josh Hart has somewhat been exposed by the Thunder. He was exposed again by the Nuggets tonight in the first 5 minutes of the game. And there was a game a couple of days ago. They've played 4 games in the past week, and they've lost the opening minutes 4 games in a row. Again, they lose the opening minutes. They fall down by 10. Josh Hart checks back into the game, and he is money the rest of the game. Josh Hart was a -7 in his first 8.9 minutes of the game. He came back in for a 17-minute stretch at the 18-minute mark of the game, and the Knicks were a +17 when he was on the floor. And he scores 18 points tonight. He goes 2 of 4 from 3. He gets to the rack. He starts to dish. He starts to get out and run in transition. He starts to crash the boards as well, impacting the game in other ways besides scoring. Tonight he did score, and I'll continue to say it. Josh Hart, shoot the ball, man. I have faith in you. You should have faith in yourself. You're shooting almost 40% from 3 this year. You're shooting 44% on off-the-dribble pull-up threes. That shows me that you can shoot when you're not thinking about it, when you're not caught up in your own head. Let it fly, man. Play confident. Because passing up an open three-pointer for Josh Hart to hunt another shot isn't always going to result in the Knicks getting a better shot. Sometimes the best shot is the open one. So just take it. We got more to talk about, but the fact that you won this game where Jaylen Brunson scored, 9 points, and you won with the margin that you did, and that Karl-Anthony Towns looked like he was the focal point of the offense, those are 2 good signs of major good news. We'll talk a little bit more about this game coming up, but I want to let you know that this New York Knicks hat is on sale. Go to chatsports.com/Knicks hat sale. It was $47. Now it's $25. Save yourself $22 and go to the bodega. But go there in this hat. Chatsports.com/Knicks hat sale. Get your hat today. Not the best game for Mikal Bridges. 8 shots, made 4 of them, efficient. I thought he played some good defense off ball. I thought the Knicks played good defense as a team off ball and at the point of attack. And it shows you, man, like when this team plays their A-plus game, they can beat anybody in this league. Yeah, you end up shooting 47% from 3 on the night. You were only at like 28% or something like that in the first half. You dominate them on the glass. 50 rebounds to 31. I also really loved, as I'm going to look at this live, when Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns were on the floor tonight. The Knicks, this is insane. It was only for 2.5 minutes. So like these stats don't really like give you the full picture. I'm just going to say them because they're insane. In the 2.5 minutes that Towns and Robinson were on the floor, 5 possessions in total, or 8 possessions in total, 5 for the Knicks, 3 for Denver. The Knicks would have had an offensive rating of 160 and a defensive rating of 100. Like, different types of lineups. equals different types of weapons. We want to go big on big with Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns. We could do that. We want to go small with Mohamed Diawara at the 5. We could do that. We want to go Jaylen Brunson and Jose Alvarado at the point guards with the 2 big men. We could do that. We want to go long and lanky on the wings. You can do that. This team has a lot of different buttons they can push. It's going to be on that guy, Mike Brown, at the end of the day, to push the right buttons in the playoffs. Major salute to this team. Bounce back from a game that you lost against OKC where the refs didn't do you any favors, but you did lose that game. And you come back, you go on the road, you travel across the country, and you beat the snot out of the Denver Nuggets. If you're fired up about that win, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go, man. Make sure you are following me on social media. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.